You campaigned for it, you fought for it, you voted for it, and now it has arrived. Change begins now.
Prime Minister, if people in your party and the public, which we can see through the polls, look at that list and look at you and think, we don't have much faith in that. We don't have that much faith in what this man is doing on our behalf. What if, Prime Minister, the problem is you?
Back in July of last year, I posted a video called "The Labour Government's So Far, So Shit." That was just over a month after they took office, and as the title suggests, they didn't get off to a flying start as they'd promised.
Change begins now.
Some people said I should cut them some slack and give them more time to turn things around after 14 years of Tory austerity that the country suffered under. So now that they're well over a year into their term, that's around 25% of the way to the next scheduled general election, I'll be seeing if I rush to judgment too early or if things have either remained the same or gotten worse. Let's see what's happening. I'll cut to the chase here, people, even if the title of this video doesn't give away how Starmer is getting on, and I'm sure that what you've seen with your own eyes will tell you that Labour is still
one big pile of shit.
I'm making this video just as Labour are rounding off their conference in Liverpool, and by all accounts they have nothing to shout about, and again we hear repeatedly from Rachel Reeves that there's more austerity under the guise of harder choices to come in the autumn budget. Through the endless waffle of boardroom slogans and the word deliver appearing in every sentence, there is still nothing of substance coming from Labour to make the country better off. A sustained refusal to tax the rich, while moving even further to the right in tone, optics and policy, has seen them go from imitating the Tories to copying Reform, who have had them on the back foot in the polls for months on end now. Speaking of polls, this week Ipsos revealed that Kier Starmer is the most disliked Prime Minister in the entirety of history, even when you factor in Liz Truss's economy-crashing 40-day tenure in number 10. Minus 66 is the overall favourability score. Keith can hardly be surprised though. The two-child benefit cap and other welfare cuts are still hitting the most vulnerable people the hardest. There's been scandal after scandal. In just the last few weeks, we've seen Deputy Prime Minister Angela Rayner resign over unpaid stamp duty. Peter Mandel sacked after letters about his creepy relationship with Jeffrey Epstein were revealed.
You dirty fecker.
Morgan McSweeney was found to have created an undeclared slush fund of over £700,000 for the sole intention of undermining Jeremy Corbyn when he was leader of the opposition. Starmer then tries to stop the public from talking about all of that by announcing a mandatory ID scheme that's less popular than a fart in a lift, and despite many people informing him how this won't affect undocumented workers at all, he insists that it will, because he really means that you need it to be able to work in the UK.
We need to be really clear. You must have ID, mandatory digital ID, in order to work, because we have to stop illegal working.
Just like a national insurance number, which of course undocumented workers don't have.
But why do you think that them having a digital ID, having to have a digital ID, would stop that problem, when right now people are meant to have a national insurance number and card, and if they're not asked for that, a boss is willing already to break the rules? What's the difference going to be? If you really believe that those profiting from human trafficking will think, oh dear, I have to check your digital ID now, I can't carry on paying you £1.50 an hour to work in my sweatshop.
A petition against the proposal stands at 2.6 million signatures at the time of making this video. Overall, where migration is concerned, Labour have of course jumped on the phony bandwagon of scapegoating migrants and acting as though protecting asylum seekers or citizens is a binary choice, just as Nigel Farage is doing. There is of course no immigration crisis in the country, but Starmer is still happy to stir up racism and go along with the facts-free, feelings-based discourse that's poisoning our owls as I speak. Let's see just how indiscernible the two are at the moment. So we have Reform UK, and also at conference, Labour's slogan was Renew Britain. The clarion call of Reform is of course Stop the Boats, Labour go with Stop the Gangs. Reform UK, Renew Britain, Stop the Boats, Stop the Gangs. This is already looking like Labour's PR just feed everything that Nigel Farage says into a thesaurus and then they say whatever comes out. Both of them love a bit of flag shagging. We know about the dumb Raise the Colours campaign, and Starmer is always flanked by flags, just like his Tory predecessors when appearing on TV. Neither want to find the actual solution of taxing the rich, so it's more austerity and the working class carrying the burden yet again. So many ways that the cheap imitations keep coming in, but the thing is, the more Labour try to be like Reform, the further behind in the polls they get. Another telling low point of the conference was Steve Reid's deranged idea to try to appeal to the public by sporting a Donald Trump-style blue suit and red baseball cap with "Build, Baby, Build" emblazoned on it in an attempt to hype up the 1.5 million homes they've been promising to build since winning the election. At the time of reporting, the current total is 0.
This is dreadful.
Whilst being fixated on the far right, they're also losing votes to Lib Dem and the Greens, who are accelerating under new leader Zach Polanski, whose progressive tax the rich policies are being heard across the country. In fact, the party just went over 80,000 members for the first time in their history. Some polls even predict that Lib Dem will push Labour into third place at the next election. Despite early setbacks, Your Party, as it's currently known, are now gaining momentum too, and have announced their debut conference in November. Tens of thousands of people have already joined as Labour continue to hemorrhage members as well as union support. Sharon Graham essentially said that the autumn budget will be their last chance to impress the leader of Unite, who are traditionally their biggest backers.
I'm not going to use the word ultimatum, but what you are saying to the government is you need to see a change of course, or else you, as a union, have to reconsider, if you like, the automatic support that you've always had for Labour.
Well, look, we are affiliated to a Labour party and because we want a Labour government. If the Labour Party get to govern and they are no longer Labour, then what are we affiliated to?
They're also still looking at a wipeout in Scotland, with the SNP looking certain to regain control in Holyrood, and in Wales they look set to lose the Senedd for the first time in over 100 years.
What?
What?
Okay.
What?
What?
You gotta be f***ing kidding.
So it seems I wasn't too hasty in my predictions last July, and Labour have followed the course that I suspected they would do. I'd like to know your thoughts about Labour's 16 months in government, so please leave a comment below. I'll keep my final analysis short by concluding that their status is still, so far, so shit. And after a walloping in the next local elections, I think we'll probably see Starmer stepping down sometime around June 2026, or sooner. Thanks a lot for watching to the end of the video. If you'd like to help the channel out a little bit more, then please consider signing up as a member. For only 99p, there are some great perks for you to enjoy, including exclusive content, early viewings, plus lots more, and you get to join the list of awesome people that you can see on your screen right now. Follow the link to join in the video description. If you'd like to make a one-off contribution, then please hit super thanks, or follow the link to our Buy Me a Coffee page, where you can help to show solidarity and support the channel for just the price of a tasty hot beverage. All contributions are greatly appreciated. Thanks again everyone. My left, I'll be seeing you soon.